Hey, welcome in YouTube. Thanks again for stopping in and checking out the video. Today, we finally got the long-awaited update from Call of Duty regarding the Ricochet anti-cheat update, what's coming and what to expect in Season 3 with the release of Verdansk. It is a lot of the same and some new things. I think some important things to talk about and go over. I wanted to look at this with you real quick, just get something out, giving my thoughts and opinions on this, and hopefully, we get some really great news coming out of this and going forward. But thank you so much for stopping by to check out the video. Appreciate you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. Thank you. Let's get into this. Here it is, chat. So the Ricochet anti-cheat update for Season 3. Okay, so we have basically, not going to lie, a lot of this sounds like, I have read this already, a lot of this sounds like some of the same stuff we've always heard, although I do think we've seen some actions recently that we haven't typically seen from Call of Duty before. So, it still remains to be seen. Kind of wait and see what actions they take and what happens with Season 3 and beyond. So here, the update for this season. Season 3 is around the corner, bringing new content to Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and a little-known map called Verdansk back to Call of Duty Warzone. For the Ricochet anti-cheat team, the focus remains on our commitment to taking down cheat makers, banning bad actors, and ensuring a great player experience. Our roadmap for anti-cheat extends beyond this season, but in the latest progress report, we'll focus on recent results and security-focused updates coming in Season 3. The shutdowns in action, again, you may have heard a few cheat developers and resellers are closing up shop. Since Black Ops 6 launched, our roadmap has been to go on the offensive and disrupt the cheating marketplace. In that time, over 20 cheat makers and dozens of cheat resellers are out of business due to these efforts, and we're not slowing down. Team Ricochet has issued over 228,000 bans since Black Ops 6 was released. We removed 23% of cheaters before they played their first match. These are strong wins for the game, but there's always more we can do to get better in both speed and efficiency. So, number one, I saw a few people talk about this today, and no one addressed this line, and I would like to say something about this. 228,000 bans sounds great, right? But that's since Black Ops 6 launch. So what is that, 6 months? October? I don't know where we're at right now as far as that. October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, so almost 7 months. That number needs to be much bigger, because it could be. I mean, I watched countless players, countless streamers, much better players than me, and I watch almost daily playing ranked play this last season, and the lobbies were overrun with cheaters and teamers. So that's low-hanging fruit. You could just turn on any of the top 10 streamers in Call of Duty Warzone playing ranked play at any given point in the day and find plenty of people to ban. But they were still there daily. So I'm glad to see they were doing something, but that number could be much bigger. We removed 23% of cheaters before they played their first match. I don't know that I would celebrate that statistic. To me, that sounds like 23% before they played their first match. 23% doesn't seem as significant as I think they think it does. So some people brush right over that. I think that's a very telling statistic. Hopefully things are on the up. Season 3 security as an additional layer to existing anti-cheat processes. We're launching brand new systems in Season 3. For security reasons, we can't give away too many details, of course. However, we will publish another Ricochet progress report in the release window of Season 3 Reloaded to detail results from next week's update. So they plan on updating us when Season 3 Reloaded in a couple of weeks comes around on what has happened since then. That's a pretty quick turnaround for an update if they hold that promise. Several of our current systems are getting big updates this season too, including our aimbot detections and machine learning system that analyze game replays to identify suspicious gameplay for human-validated enforcement. This is a lot of the same stuff we've always heard. Updates on things and updates on that. And then, AI detections and machine learning. This is all the stuff they always say, but hopefully there is better systems and better action here. This has been a huge thorn in the community side. Reports by players in-game, okay? It says here they are important to their anti-cheat efforts. However, we found that many of these reports have been inaccurate in situations where the killing player might have had an intel advantage, such as when using perks like Recon Scout or Tracker, which in the beginning of this season was way overpowered, pretty much did give everyone walls. That perk really shouldn't be in the game. It really should not. It makes it very hard to draw the line between who's a legitimate player and who might actually be using a cheat. I think that perk it's better now, but I still think it's a little OP. At any rate, or when having the advantage of a spy cam live ping or being live pinged. Over 60% of received cheater reports in Call of Duty Warzone have been against console players. For example, console cheating is possible, but our data has consistently shown it represents an extremely low population of detected cheaters when compared to PC, which means that this large volume of cheater reports are inaccurate, even if the kill cam may have made it seem like the player was cheating. Yes, I agree with that statement. I'm sure a lot of false reports against players are submitted all of the time, but we can also mitigate some of that by ensuring there's faith and integrity and honor in the game that we play, right? If the community's trust factor is non-existent, they're going to report everyone they die to. That's just how it's going to happen. I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time. I can remember hearing in the death comms back in 07, nice cheats, hacker. Like, that's just what happens. But it's become so overrun now that you almost never hear anyone say, hey, nice shot, good shot there, that was a good play. That never happens anymore, and it used to. To help resolve this, though, the team's making critical updates to the kill cam. This is also helpful and will be good to demystify gunfights and increase the accuracy of player reports. In Season 3, our studios are bringing a big update to the UI of kill cams to better recap the gameplay elements an attacker had active at the time of engagement. So you can see in this image here, basically, if you fired an unsuppressed weapon and popped on the radar, it's going to tell you that. If you were live pinged, it's going to tell you that. I believe it's going to tell you, down here, it goes into it. It's going to tell you when you've been affected by UAV. And then they're talking about other things that they're thinking about working into that descriptive readout of what all affected you when you were killed in that kill cam. I'd like to add here that another thing they can do is ensure their kill cams work properly. They don't. They haven't for a while. A lot of times we don't even get them, or they cut off early. Make sure the kill cam plays unless the player skips it. Make sure it plays for a long enough period of time that the player gets a good look at the situation, and then you got to do the best you can to make sure that what happens in the kill cam is accurate to what happened in the game. Sometimes I think players kill you legitimately and it looks like they did something that was sus, and then sometimes I think players that kill you that was something that's sus, and in the kill cam it looks like a legitimate kill when maybe it wasn't. The kill cam has to be a more reliable tool to help the community if you expect for us to be the frontline police in your anti-cheat endeavor. So hopefully that is also something that they're looking at. Okay, so limited matchmaking, they go into address the shadow ban lobbies here, which they talk about, and it's really the first time they've ever paid any public attention to this or mentioned it. They always, this is very hush-hush, other than they've said many times that spam reporting a player doesn't immediately send them to the shadow ban realm or limited matchmaking. But they address this here, and they kind of explain it more detailed than they ever have. We've seen questions about Call of Duty's limited matchmaking lobbies referred to as shadow ban lobbies by players. So we wanted to provide some background on its purpose. Limited matchmaking is a necessary part of the system as an immediate reaction to the detection of suspicious activity. Limited matchmaking allows accounts to continue to play matches online in a separate pool from standard matchmaking as our team examines and collects all evidence necessary for further action if needed. Being placed in limited matchmaking doesn't signal someone as a confirmed cheater, but an alarm was raised that requires examination. There are several ways an alarm can be tripped, including a major change in an account's behavior, or if a brand new account is dropping improbable stats, to name a few. Players invited to your party also impact the matchmaking pool if you're placed in. If one person in a party has their account in limited matchmaking, for example, the entire party will be forced to play in limited matchmaking lobbies. This is intentional, so matchmaking adjustments can't be circumvented during an account investigation. Accounts in limited matchmaking make up less than 0.15% of the entire player population in Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty Warzone. That is incredible to me. That says two things. If you go on Twitter or Reddit or online, you would think that almost every Call of Duty player in the world is in a shadow ban lobby. It is made out to be a much bigger problem than they're claiming it is as far as like who's in there. They do talk about this, but one thing that I think is an issue is people that do end up there sometimes end up there for extended periods of time unfairly. So they talk about speeding up the account review process here in the next section. However, how do I want to say this? If you're banning 228,000 players in 7 months And we all know realistically that number needs to be like, let's say double that, 500,000. Okay. 500,000 accounts. Maybe we need more than 0.15% of players in the investigation lobbies, right? I mean, yeah, I get it. A lot of false reports are issued, but is it, if this is where the accounts are being sent to be manually reviewed, seems like that player pool should be larger than 0.15. I'm no like super mathematician or statistician, but that makes sense in my head. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. The ban counts and that. I mean, that's, to me, seems like maybe we should put more people in there. I don't know. Just get them out quickly. So anyways, they talk about speeding up the review process. If accounts are removed from limited matchmaking after investigation, it doesn't mean they can't be examined again for suspicious activity. But this recent change was targeted to reduce the time accounts are in the shadow ban. This is the start of our communication around this topic, and we'll discuss other planned updates in a future blog. So we got more information coming on that. One thing, though, that a lot of people seem to say is once you end up in one of these lobbies, it's like your trust factor goes down and you're more likely to end up there if you get reported again. I don't know if that's true or not. They need to address that, and if that's so, maybe work on improving that as well. So ranked play update. Encountering a cheater in ranked play is not only frustrating, but it also results in a loss that costs you important skill rating, negatively impacting your seasonal rank and progress. In Season 3, the team will be introducing a new system to help counter this frustration and reverse the impact a ban cheater had on the ranked play SR system, retroactive SR adjustments. So basically, if you were in a lobby with a confirmed cheater in ranked and you lost SR or anyone else in that match, they're going to go back and add that SR and adjust it and adjust the leaderboards. We'll probably get more details on how this works once ranked play comes back with Season 3 Reloaded, I believe is when it's scheduled. Yes. So, well, I guess looks like ranked play for multiplayer will be soon after Season 3. So we'll probably get some info pretty soon. Anyways, so it's kind of a deterrent there, or at least an assist to the community that is suffering SR loss to those cheaters. Taking on teaming. So this is something that's always been in the code of conduct against terms of service. It's considered cheating, but it's never really been policed. It's kind of, probably hard to detect, but it's also not been as big a problem as it has been recently, especially in ranked Warzone. I don't know if you guys watch ranked Warzone, but I watched players playing it, and they would get in, and there would be full teams of 12, 4 teams of 3, team together. They're in a Discord call. They're all out in the far edge of the map in some field, shooting and killing and reviving each other to gain points. Then they all combine forces at the end game to take over and win the map and score all the SR. And they're all up in the top 250 leaderboard right now. There's dozens and dozens of names you've never heard of before, professionally or competitively in Call of Duty. Weird names. I don't know. Not live anywhere, not streaming it on Twitch, not streaming it on YouTube or Kick. Like, who are these people? Potentially working with opponents to grief another squad or to boost your account's teaming. It's against the code of conduct and security enforcement policy. This isn't a new tactic, but we've seen it happening more often. Today, our team's issuing a ranked play-specific ban wave to all accounts we've detected and verified were teaming. So this probably takes a much longer time to review and confirm. So I could expect like postseason adjustments to leaderboards and rewards in ranked play, and maybe going forward, because this is something that might be hard to notice in real time. I don't know how you track it in game. SR and leaderboard placements for those accounts will be wiped. Anyone detected teaming will be restricted from playing ranked play. Just ban them. Don't restrict them. Just ban them. Get them out. They're no better than people who use cheat software. They're no better than people who use unlock tools. They're no better than anyone who uses exploits to gain an unfair advantage over the rest of the lobby. Get them out. Ban them. Nobody cares if you restrict them. They're probably teaming and cheating, because that's happening too. All right, so they did announce this last week too. They made a post about account selling. Proactive effort to protect our players. We're adjusting account linking shortly after the launch of Season 3. Any account that links to a new platform may be required to complete a new security challenge to verify they are in control of the account. This is something that they need to do on the front line. They talked about it when MW2 came out, and they got scared and backed off because the public was in an uproar about privacy issues. You should have to tether your identity to your account. You should be trackable and traceable to your account. I have to put my identity, I have to link it to almost everything I do in the entire world nowadays, and I don't care. Like, take a drop of my blood, whatever you need, get people on the books so that you can enforce cheat bans. Period. So hopefully there's some more things like that coming. This sounds like a piece of that pie, piece of that puzzle. Failure to complete the challenge will block gameplay on that platform. Players will see an in-game notification if this occurs, locking gameplay on the new platform until the authentication has been completed. If you receive an email notification about a platform link or login attempt you did not initiate, visit callofduty.com to log in and immediately unlink the account and update your password. So listen, if you're playing Call of Duty, if you have an Activision account, any account, if you're playing online games, people, listen, it's 2025. Go in there, take the extra couple of seconds to set up two-factor authentication. All right? Whatever security measures they're offering you to protect your identity and your account, do it. It's for you, it's for the rest of us, especially when it comes to online gaming. So they're working on helping people secure their accounts better. Accounts are getting hacked and pulled and then sold to cheaters who get banned on one account, and then they're creating a dummy account, such and such. All right, here's some community questions that they're addressing here. You said spam reporting does not impact a player's account status. Is that true? Not going to read this. Basically, they said the same thing they keep saying over and over again. Doesn't matter if you report someone once or 10,000 times. They get the one report, and if they get enough of those single individual reports from multiple players, we don't know how many or in what time frame, then they become investigated. So we don't know what causes the shadow ban per se when it comes to like mass reporting, but if you spam players, there can be punitive actions done to you, and your trust score will be lowered, and your reporting will not be taken into consideration in the future. So, the same thing they've been saying. What has been done following any false positives of anti-cheat enforcement? Our team is always examining our systems for accuracy. If over the course of these examinations we discover an account action was not warranted, it will be rolled back. Basically, false bans. They stated that there are no such thing as false bans in the past, and then we had some bans this year that was determined that there was a cheat out there available, a hack that players could manipulate and actively ban players. It was a whole thing. It appears to have been fixed and resolved. I haven't seen it anywhere since, but they're just basically saying if they find that it was wrong, they will roll it back. How often are leaderboards being purged? Anytime an account is banned on Call of Duty, their records on the leaderboards will be purged in response. I don't think we need to read the details of that. That makes sense. So that's it. Okay. Now, something that's not in here that happened over the last couple of days, I want to bring everyone's attention to. Yesterday, a detection went live. There's probably all sorts of updates. They're working on things in the background outside of this update. They're not going to talk about all the details, but there were a lot of streamers, a lot of big names, a lot of players across the world who used unlock tools to unlock camos and things they did not earn in game in multiplayer or Warzone. They used certain exploits in game that weren't necessarily quote unquote unlock tools, but certain glitches in the game to unlock camos that they didn't earn, to bring some zombies camos over and use in Warzone and multiplayer that you cannot use on a normal basis. And those accounts were given a temporary ban in a large ban wave yesterday, 72-hour ban. And there's a huge uproar in the community right now, a huge debate. Is exploiting or unlock tools cheating compared to aimbots, wall hacks, VPNing? It's a whole conversation. I think that it's cheating. If you're going outside the scope of the system to unlock camos or do exploits, if you're using online tools that are built to hack the system to steal those camos for yourself, it's cheating. Add on top of that, that's more incentive for these cheaters to get banned and get a new account and unlock tool everything over and over and over again. It's cheating. You're going outside the normal gameplay scope of the game. Get them out. Ban them. Now, was the temporary ban because apparently, given what happened yesterday, and I think everybody already kind of knew this to be true, unlock tools and camo glitching was pretty widespread. A lot of people were doing it. So it's kind of like hey, here's a little warning before Verdansk. But I also think that it was a very smart play. The 72-hour ban occurred beginning the double XP weekend before the release of Verdansk. So, hey, you got a bunch of players who haven't played Call of Duty in a really long time logging in tonight, Friday night, logging in tomorrow on Saturday to check out Urzikstan and Warzone and get their feet wet and get their skills back and see how it feels before Verdansk comes out later this week. So it's a big weekend for Call of Duty. Not near as big as the release of Verdansk, but I think it's a pretty big weekend. So we got double XP going on, 72-hour ban wave on a bunch of people who were stealing camos, which probably, let's say, 70%, let's say 60% of the people that were stealing the camos were also cheating, because that's probably likely. A lot of those unlock tools are sold right alongside wall hack and aimbot packages. You have 72-hour banned a bunch of hackers and a bunch of cheaters over the weekend before Verdansk. So let's go. Send it. Ban them. Get them out. If you catch them again doing this, full ban. You know what I'm saying? Bring the hatchet down on them. Ska! I think if you're doing anything outside the scopes of fair play and competitive play that was designed for the game, within the game, you're a cheater. Get them out. But anyways, that's all the news on the Ricochet update for Season 3. We will try to keep you updated with any more information that comes along. I feel better about the game right now. Like I said, the words are the same things we've been hearing, but there's actions that we've never seen before that they're doing right now, but it needs to be more. We'll wait and see. Verdansk comes this week, Thursday, April 3rd. So we'll see you then. Thanks again for coming by to check out the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below and let me know how you feel about the whole situation, especially the camo unlock. Dude,